Irish Media Network. We entertain.
I did see that.
I'm Marvin. You're very welcome to the Decades of Dance Music Quiz, where we test the contestants' knowledge of music history from the last 10 years or 100 years to you. No one said it was going to be easy, and you're tuned to the Irish Media Network live via YouTube and Facebook Live. First, I'm going to do some shout outs to Kareem up in Scotland, Ian and Alfie Dunn, Matt Stewart and Joe are celebrating 1 year of Time They're Not Today. Big ups for that. Cooking dinner, my son. Good lad. Shouts to Imelda May and Niall, who are tuned in. A big love to you both. Also, Roisin Padiachi, Neil McGinty, Dr. Mary again, Mark Alton, Collie and the Donegal Massive, and loads more. Glad that's over. How are you all doing out there? Don't forget, you can pop your answers on Facebook or to YouTube. We'll be asking the questions, and we'll shout you out as we go along. Also, if you have any questions for our esteemed guest tonight, drop them in there too, and we'll get through as many as we can. First up, the legend of Ramsgate, a Northern Soul DJ who spun on her heels on the magic floors at a Wigan casino to rare 7-inch gems. She's a record label mogul with a stack of amazing releases on her label, Ramrock, F-Star, Clear and more. She was once the head of photography archive at the V&A Museum, as well as archive of Universal Records back in the day. She has an uncanny knack for picking chart-topping music and has worked in some of the most hardcore reggae shops in the UK of their day. She's a woman of many words who I don't think I've ever seen lost for her words. She's a quarter Irish whose family hail from a town called Crummy. Her favourite tipple while DJing is apple juice. It's Joe Wallace. Joe Wallace, how are you? And what's the maddest thing you've eaten in your life or while on lockdown?
Maddest thing I've ever eaten in my life is probably bull bollocks. I didn't know they looked like dumplings, and I just tucked in, and they were a bit kind of and not what I was expecting. And bull bollocks, yeah. Are you eating skips? Adamski, are you eating skips? Prawn cocktail snacks?
I'm a vegan. I don't eat.
I thought you were getting Jupiter to lick all the prawn cocktail off it for you and then eating it. That's his beautiful dog. Yes. So
Joe, I wasn't expecting that, but it's amazing. Right. Next up is a young blood from the Emerald Isle. He's built up a DJ career, smashing clubs all over Ireland and beyond. His club nights, Hijinks and Sicko, have seen thousands of young Dubliners flock to his altar of rave, techno, and proper hip hop. He's part of the Bingo Loco crew, a publican at the new Antisocial, a new Dublin bar, and he's a fantastic chef. Jesus, I should be selling tickets to date this fella. If anyone wants to go on a date with Marcus, just message us in now and we'll link you in after we come out of the quarantine. He's also a top man who's loved by all he meets. Also, we love his dad who appears on his socials. Marcus, you legend. How the hell are you? How is your wicked dad doing? And what's the worst meal you've ever cooked or kitchen disaster?
Oh my God, my dad is doing good. I'm trying to get him to tune in, but he's terrified of the internet. And I think the worst kitchen disaster I've ever had was when I tried to impress a girl by making gazpacho. And I read the recipe completely wrong and put in about 8 times too much vinegar. So it wasn't a good time. It was just basically just a bowl of vinegar with some tomato juice in it. It was like the most toxic Bloody Mary you've ever had, with none of the booze. So yeah.
How are you getting on in the lockdown, man? Been enjoying the cooking videos, been enjoying the mixes, the whole lot.
Yeah, just trying to keep busy, just trying to keep sane in lockdown. It's like finally have my dream of being a hermit recluse, and it turns out that my dream was wrong. So, yeah. So here we are now. I'm just keeping sane, having a little glass of wine.
Good man.
And yeah, I'm kind of in awe of Joe's bollocks eating. To be honest, that's.
I think we all are.
That's just the tip of the iceberg, really. There's some really odd stuff that I've had to grin and bear. Trust me.
Yeah, we might save that for later. If anyone wants to ask a question about what Joe has had to grin and bear, please fire in your questions now. Okay, nice one, Marcus. But great to have you on board. And finally, we have a man who, alongside Seal, made one of the greatest pieces of acid house club music of all time. He was the face of acid house in the late 80s and early 90s. Signed to MCA Records, banged out a shitload of fantastic music. Hit #1, played at the opening party of Amnesia in '89. Wow. He's collaborated with Nina Hagen, the Rebel MC, aka Congo Natty, David McAlmont, and Lee Scratch Perry, to name a few. An absolute icon of the dance music scene, period. And a madman for dyeing his hair every colour of the rainbow and more. He's also 1/16th Irish, only found out tonight. Mr. Adamski, what planet are you calling us from? And what did you have for breakfast? And what's the first thing you're going to do when the lockdown is over?
What did I have for breakfast, did you say?
I did indeed.
Smoothie.
Like a smoothie. All the days and hours, it's all days, nights, hours is all merging into each other. So I can't really keep track of which meal at which particular kind of day. And the first thing I'm going to do when the lockdown is, I'll probably just stay in. Not being in, I think by night. No distractions from all that lot.
Who are you being joined by there? I'm losing my voice here. Hello?
This is my good lady wife, Nana.
Nana. Hi, Nana.
Hi.
And there's a little furry friend around there, and I'm not talking.
Going back to bed.
All right, beautiful, man. Well, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show, man. And you're all very welcome. And lastly, we have Quizmaster Owen Long from the Irish Media Network, who's over here, who's going to take care of all the answers via a special WhatsApp group we've set up for our contestants. How are you, Owen?
Oh, I'm very well. Thank you very much, Arvine. How are you keeping me?
Not too bad. So now we need to talk a little bit about the game. So people are probably wondering how to play, and some of you know already. So Quiz Wizard Owen, do you want to explain to the audience and to our guests how exactly this is going to roll?
I will indeed. So the three contestants are going to be asking 10 questions. Arvine is going to call them out, and each of them are going to give their answers into me via WhatsApp so we can monitor them. And at the very end, we're going to call out all the answers. So you're going to be able to play along at home. You can enter your answers into either the Facebook or YouTube comments, and we'll be monitoring them as we go along. So it's pretty straightforward. Three contestants get 10 questions, and we'll read the answers out at the very end. So best of luck to everybody.
Awesome. I've got a lot of people tuned in. I've got some shout outs to Patrick, Lady Pat Mahoney, Raymond O'Connor, Neve Mahoney, Bowsy. Bowsy's tuned in. Shane, big up fella. Sam Mead, Roshin Padiachi tuned in. Kay, the whole lot. There's loads of you. So keep firing in your answers, firing in your questions, and we're going to include you in the competition because it's all about the connection. We're all here to connect. And we're going to start with question 1. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Let's go.
Dude.
So question 1, name 2 of the top 7 selling Motown artists of all time. Name 2 of the top 7 selling Motown artists of all time.
So we've got Joe in with the correct answer straight away.
Name 2 of the top 7 selling Motown artists of all time.
Didn't you get my answers?
I did indeed, Adam. Yeah, we've got your answers in.
Okay.
We've got a little question coming in here for Adam. Adam, is your beard dyed green? Was that a little nod to the Irish vibe there, was it?
Not really, no.
No. Okay. There you go. Shane asked that question there.
It's more a nod to the emoji for the virus.
Ah.
Emoji. It's an iPhone.
Ah. It's the same color as your beard?
Yeah, like a green splodge. I look like a virus emoji. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
So we got the answers, Arvine. Everybody's in for the end of round one.
Awesome. Plenty of people still joining in. Shouts to Elephant Knight. Okay, cool. So, question 2. What decade was Milo's famous album, Destroy Rock and Roll, released? What decade was Milo's famous album, Destroy Rock and Roll, released? What decade? The decade. So Milo released the album Destroy Rock and Roll. What decade did he release it in?
So we've got everybody's answered in there, Arvine.
Awesome. Everyone's in. Okay, cool. Next question. Respect at Queens was a famous 1990s nightclub based in which major European city? Respect at Queens was a famous 1990s nightclub based in which major European city? If you need a little help there, let me know, guys. Might be able to give you a little clue there.
Please.
Want a bit of a clue?
Yeah.
Okay, you just need to send me 5 bitcoins and I will be able to give you that clue.
Joe's in there with the right answer.
Well, I want to think. Lawrence Gardner, he played at the Hacienda, his real name was something else, but people called him Lawrence Gardner as a joke. He's pretty famous, and the country he's from, it's the capital city of that country.
Is that a question?
So there we go. We've got everybody's answers in there, Arvine.
Okay, right. Don't know if that was helpful at all, Adamski, but
No.
right. Next question. Who wrote the song Green Onions? Who wrote the song Green Onions? Who wrote the song Green Onions?
Adamski in there, lightning quick with the right answer.
Plenty of people getting in the questions here, answering the questions online. Sam Mead, Shane, Elephant Knight's got the right answer. Patrick's got the right answer. Sam's got the right answer. Patrick's got the right answer again on the current question. Jenna Whelan's got the right answer.
Yeah, everybody's correct with that one.
Everyone's in. Everyone's come correct.
Nice.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Right, next question. What decade did swing music officially begin? What decade did swing music officially begin?
Adamski in there with the right answer again.
Ooh, Adamski's a ninja. Adamski's a ninja. He's the silent assassin. He hasn't been to Dublin in 30 years, but he knows that every single answer, I'm telling you.
He's
We got all
been
the
out
answers
studying.
in there.
Don't ask me anything about Dublin. What happened in the last 30 years?
I think we need to bring you to Dublin at some stage after the lockdown, Adamski.
That would be wonderful.
We'll get a little party going with Marcus down here.
I think that's a great idea.
It's a
Okay.
good one. We'll have lots of flashing lights and big sound systems.
To be honest, just being outside would be amazing. Like, just do you remember parties, lads? Like, that was what a time to be alive.
What's your favorite meme of the lockdown, lads? Who's had the bat? What's your favorite meme?
The dancing coffin meme.
The dancing coffin. I've not seen that one.
Have you not?
No, I'm not seeing that one.
There was one today that it was Ozzy Osbourne saying, back in my day, you could eat a bat without starting a global crisis. Head off a bat, didn't he, on stage?
So I'm just going to say that Ozzy Osbourne did not cause coronavirus at this stage, in case you're thinking that he did. But maybe he did. Maybe he did.
No.
I feel like I'm morphing into Ozzy some days now in my lockdown. Joe,
Okay.
Joe, everyone got their answers in?
I do indeed, Arvine, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so next question. When was the Jackson 5 first released? What was the Jackson 5 first release, and name the title and the label?
Yeah, so you get a point for each of the answers here if you can get all three of them. So what was the name of the first single that they ever released? Who was it by? And what year was it in?
So what was the name of the first thing they ever released? What label did it come on? What was the title? Well, when was the Jackson 5 first release? Name it. Name the label.
So, Adamski, you got one of the points so far.
Yes, and Teresa Sherrain's coming in with answers to the previous question, and I think she's right. We've also got LF Knight has said the answer to the current question is Arvid19, which is my nickname, apparently. Corona or Venus, I liked as well. I think I prefer Corona or Venus. LF's got the answers right there. I think Shane has got one of the answers right there, Shane. So, Jackson 5, first release, what was the name of it? The title, and what label did it come out on, and what year was it released?
So we got Joe with one last answer to get in.
Joe, looking very serious there. Joe Wallace, coming from Ramsgate.
I thought you would know that, Joe.
I don't like the Jackson 5.
For anyone out there who do know
everybody's answers in, Arvin, you can move on to the next round.
So just for everyone out there who doesn't know who Joe Wallace is, she was called Motown Joe. Because she's one of the foremost authorities on Motown music. So she should.
How many Jackson 5 records did I play? Ah,
I would guess 5.
You
No.
little Michael.
Yeah.
it's a bit earlier than the Jackson 5. 64 to 66.
Okay.
I was still embryo.
Right, all the questions have been answered, so all the answers are in, should I say. So the next question is, what is the biggest selling Motown single of all time? What's the biggest selling Motown single of all time?
Doesn't have to be spelled. Does it have to be spelled correctly?
Not necessarily. Once you get the general gist of it.
Yeah, I got your answer in there, Adam.
Is it wrong?
I'm afraid it is.
Can we have a second chance?
Go on. Give him a second chance, Quiz Wizard. Go on.
Considering Joe's wrong as well, I will allow you to have a second chance.
That's difficult, man.
It's just gonna be, you're gonna have
That
to
is
drop the
difficult.
Motown. We're gonna have to drop the Motown and just call you Joe from now on.
Well, why don't you? That'd be nice.
Like, what song do you reckon gets played the most around Valentine's Day?
Is that a clue?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a love thing. It's a love thing.
3 times a lady.
Actual healing.
The greatest selling single of Motown of all time. Let's make this a bit easier for you to get. I reckon you could be on it if you really think about what I'm saying. I've just given you the answer, and you don't even realize it.
No.
Okay, we got everybody's answers in there, Arvin.
Shane's just fired one in there. He's been tuned in, and he says, "Let's Twist Again" is the biggest selling Motown single of all time. But I don't, I don't know if it is, brother. Patrick, Lady Pat Mahoney's got an answer, and I just called to say I love you. Good guess, but I'm not sure if you're going to get a cigar on that one. So all answers are in.
Spice up your life.
I wish you could spice my life up right now, but in fairness, you are actually from a distance. From a distance, you're spicing my life up. Anyway, it's just I wanted to say cheers to all you guys for tuning in tonight and for taking part in the show. Cheers, guys. Adamski,
Big love.
Marcus.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Everyone out there, hope you're having a nice cup of tea,
Clink.
bottle of wine, whatever tickles your fancy. I'm having a little bit of purple lean in here, aka grape juice. Okay, next question. The famed Space nightclub closed its doors in 2016. Name the club that is now in its place. The famed Space nightclub closed its doors in 2016. Name the club that is now in its place.
I've named it. Hello.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, Adam's right.
Adam's in.
Does that mean did I get it wrong? Oh,
I'm
no.
afraid
used to
so,
go there
Marcus.
in
Yes.
Ah, God.
1989, when there was only about 200. I used to go there in 1989 when there was only 200 odd people there, and it was just bean bags and people sitting around on bean bags, and about 20 people on the dance floor. And then it
Damn.
suddenly evolved into like a huge kind of shopping mall from like Star Trek sort of thing. It was like open like all Sunday afternoon. Well, it was in '89, but
I don't think it ever shut after then. I think it just went on and on and on. You know,
Yeah.
shut like 6 hours a week just to paint the walls, possibly.
Yeah.
Giving you that, Marcus.
Which?
Giving you that.
Not the Evian bottle.
Really? I was just thinking of the two clubs that I've actually, for my shame, I've still never been to Ibiza.
Oh, have you?
No.
Ah.
No, still, I know.
Well, that was more of a question for your decades as well. So
Well,
You know-
but you know-
Nostradamus said that's the place to be in the end of the world. So I reckon you should get your skates on. He really did. That's what Nostradamus said. Ibiza.
Did he?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's how it's interpreted. You know, I think they could
Ah.
have said anything.
What was the context in which he said it in? Was like it's kind of
I don't know.
like did he specifically mention clubs or?
It's more your sort of nuclear war kind of vibe.
Listen,
I think
at this
know
rate,
this.
anything could happen. 2020's been a roller coaster. Like I'm just waiting for Godzilla or aliens.
We're all praying for aliens to land, really, aren't we, at this stage? Like,
Yeah.
come down, and the thing is, aliens will probably land, and then they'll just catch coronavirus and die.
All right, M. Night Shyamalan.
On Nostradamus, basically, I've read this, and he predicted that there was going to be a virus, and that we should all move to Ibiza. And he said that Mondays at DC10 is probably the best place to be if you can make it there. So
Yeah.
there you go. So for everyone who's tuned in, if you want to ask the guys any questions, hit us up now. We can ask them a few bits at the end, and we're going to find out a little bit of what they've been up to too. So yeah, we're getting a lot of stuff in from Elif Knight, Teresa. Who else has messaged us in there? Elif saying, it's in Ibiza, but don't know what it's called. Well, this is a music quiz, Elif. This is the point of it. Someone else, Shane, is saying, "Damn, was it renamed?" As I say something tacky like Hotel the ... So we don't know what that one is, Shane, unfortunately. But good try. So we've got 2 more questions to go. How you guys holding up there, Joe Wallace,
Fabulous.
Marcus O'Leary,
Good time all the time.
Adamski and Nana,
Fingers at the ready.
the duo, the dynamic duo. Adamski and Nana are actually now they're on the vibe there. They got the purple vibration going on there. So I think my money is probably going to go on them for the next 2 questions, but we'll have to see. So who had more #1 hits? Was it the Beatles, Elvis Presley, or Bing Crosby? Who had more #1 hits? The Beatles.
In which country? Sorry.
In which country?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Quiz wizard Owen. Who had more #1 hits? The Beatles, Elvis Presley, or Bing Crosby? In which
overall and in general, you're taking the American market and the UK market when we say overall, because that was pretty much the majority of sales up until a certain point.
Okay, so who had more #1 hits? The Beatles, Elvis Presley, and Bing Crosby, not including the chart in Kazakhstan, East Timor, or South County Dublin. Or Moldova. No disrespect to our Moldovan friends out there, we love you.
Yeah.
So who had more #1 hits? The Beatles, Elvis Presley. Who
Is this a bit of a twisty question? Is there a bit of a trick to it?
There may be and there may not be. It may be just straightforward and simple that you might think. And
Bing
then
Crosby invented microphone technique. He
Like
invented microphone technique.
Really?
Yeah. So for recording in the studio, he actually, he fine-honed it and got whatever everyone does now on microphones, sing into them. I wonder what they'd used them for before. Like, being to point it out to them. Like, no, but apparently he did invent like something important that's very important.
All right. He also did, I just found out that White Christmas was the highest selling single of all time still.
Did you find that out by Googling that on your phone just there, or did you find
No, it's because we were doing Christmas quizzes around Christmas. And that was a question there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Bing must have made serious bread. I'm sure Bing is all right wherever he is right now. Who knows?
I bet he didn't do too bad with the one he did with Bowie as well.
Yeah.
God,
Forget about that.
with Bing, well.
Little drummer boy.
Yeah. Christmas around Bing's place must have been.
I think Joe was calling you a little drummer boy, Adamski. It would seem that way.
So we've got everybody's
303
answer in there, Irvine.
Oh yeah, everyone's answered in there. So we've got one final question. I'm just going to go to the public out there. They're all firing in answers there. We've got Elvis, Beatles. Someone just asked, was it the Turkish bootleg charts included?
Oh.
We miss your cassette tapes. Is he talking about my cassette tapes or whose cassette tapes? We'll have to wait on the answer on that. Who else is in there? Patrick, Lady Pat Mahoney. What a name, Patrick, Lady Pat Mahoney. I wonder, are you part Irish? Or 2 parts Irish?
Quite a few parts Irish.
2 parts Irish. The Lady
Both parts Irish.
Both parts Irish.
Most parts. All parts.
All parts. Well, big shouts to you, Lady Pat. So the final question, and this one is, I would consider this as quite an easy one. What dance act was the magician part of prior to his solo career? What dance act was the magician part of prior to his solo career?
Marcus in there, lightning quick with the right answer.
Fucking finally, yes! My day has come. It's not Motown anymore, guys.
So the magician was on his hand solo, Toblerone,
Books, please.
and then he joined. Right, so he was on his
Joe's answers right.
Previously, he was in a band that sounds like a bar. It sounds like a flying bar.
Give me 2 seconds. I think my ragu is burning. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Go on. For those who don't know, Marcus is also a wonderful chef, and you can catch his videos on his Instagram feed, and he's been cooking up a storm for people. I guess when we're all stuck indoors, we're wondering what to cook, and you look in the cupboard and you find oats and pasta with no pasta sauce and maybe a tin of tuna or chickpeas. What do? You Instagram Owen. You Instagram Marcus even. Don't Instagram Owen. He won't know how to do it. He's a terrible cook. Right, Marcus is back. How is your ragu?
I just caught it just before it kind of started sticking on the bottom, so it's good. It's good.
Excellent.
It's nice. It's like there's very few things more comforting than a nice ragu when you're stuck inside. You know, makes your house smell good. Good man. Now, I have somehow lost the questions to the show here, so
you've lost the plot.
I've lost the plot, man.
Yeah. Well, I've got all the answers in there. Adam, I think there's no. I'm presuming that there's no answer coming. Do you don't know the answer to that one?
No, I can't.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll give you one more clue there, Adam. Basically, it's a famous chocolate bar, and it flies.
Oh.
A careless whisper.
Not a careless Shane has just put it in there with a little he said the Grandmaster Flash. No, it was the French magician, brother. The French magician.
We've got Milky Way coming in from Adam, and we've got Toblerone from Joe.
Oh, yes.
Look at this.
Brilliant. Okay, so that's all the answers in, Irv.
All the answers in. Big shout. Sam Mead's got the right answer. Patrick, Lady Pat Maloney answered UFO. Hello, I don't know. Shouts to Janet Jusick. You truly are fun to watch. Oh. Shane's also answered the final frontier question. Fuck the Wizard and Jeff Mills. All right, cool. So all the answers are in. I'm just gonna have a quick run through with this because I obviously don't have the answers to the questions because the quiz wizard Owen over here has got the answers. So I just get the question. So I'm gonna have a little stab. Name two of the top 7 selling Motown artists of all time. I'm gonna say Marvin Gaye and Stevie Wonder. Owen?
You would have been right with those. So we would have taken Smokey Robinson, Stevie Wonder, The Supremes, Marvin Gaye, Temptations, Four Tops, or the Jackson 5. So Marcus got one of these, Joe got both of them, and Adam got both of them.
Excellent. Right. So the next question was what decade?
Quizmaster, did
Yes,
I not get both? Did I not get both?
Let me go in here.
Ooh, we have.
Mate, you did. Excuse me. My apologies there. Well spotted.
You were robbed.
Listen, I just don't want any injustice. Life is unfair enough at the moment.
That was like VAR. That was like VAR from the Premier League.
I read your bingo first as one. Sorry.
Okay.
Nintendo.
So it's like, yeah, he's well off with that one.
that old fella.
Yeah. So yeah, no, everybody got 2 out of 2 there, Arvine.
All right, perfect. Next question. What decade was Milo's famous album Destroy Rock and Roll released? I'd say that was the 2000s. I think it was probably, I remember that as being 2002 because I gave Milo his first gig in Ireland before he hit the big time. And I remember him telling me his album was coming out, and I think I booked him in 2001. So my guess would be 2002.
2002 is on the money as well, Arvine. So Joe and Marcus were both here with the 90s, and Adam got the right answer with the noughties.
Okay. Next question was Respect at Queens was a famous 1990s nightclub based in which major European city? It's Paris.
Yeah. So everybody got this one with a little help after the hint. So correct answers from everybody.
Cool. Very famous club. Absolutely legendary. Who wrote the song Green Onions? Was Booker T and the MGs?
Yeah. Again, everybody was in lightning quick with this one.
Okay. Next question was what decade did swing music officially begin in? I'm going to say the 1920s on that, but
that's what I would have said.
You would have been incorrect. So the actual date that it is recognized is 1935 when Benny Goodman played a gig in the Palomar Ballroom in LA. So Joe, you were right with the end of the 30s leading into the 40s. Adam was right. I'm afraid, Marcus, you got the 20s, which was incorrect, I'm afraid.
Okay. Right, 20s was kind of hot jazz and everything that led to swing.
Exactly, yeah. So swing was the
Right,
evolution
okay.
of jazz. The 20s is generally recognized as the beginning of jazz. It would have been ragtime music up until then, between the 1900s up to the 10s.
God damn it.
there's a few questions coming in here. There's a question coming in from Ella from Marcus going, is that a homemade ragu you're making tonight?
It is. Is it Elif or Elif? Elif. It's, if you look at my Instagram, I'm making it step by step for my food series Only Pans. You can you get involved, have a little look, recreate it in the comfort of your own home.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Alice Fitzpatrick is just messaging there, and he's wondering, he want me to ask all the contestants, would they have a whisper or a whisper gold?
Neither.
That's a no. Marcus, whisper gold?
Probably
Crunchy.
right now a whisper gold.
Crunchy.
Good choice. What about yourself, Adamski? Would you have a whisper or a whisper gold? I'm going to...
Vegan, sorry. I would have vegan.
I kind of knew that answer was coming. Well, would you have a whisper vegan or a whisper gold vegan?
Huh? Me?
Yeah, if you could have a whisper gold vegan.
It was a vegan one, which is not. They do vegan Magnum. That's not strictly an ice cream. I mean, a chocolate bar, but it is an ice cream covered in chocolate.
Yeah, I've had one of those. They're pretty tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty tasty. Okay, next one. Sam Mead is just messaging saying, Owen the quiz wizard would give you food poisoning if he cooked for you.
I'll just be blocking Sam Mead from the comments.
Sam Mead tuning in from Germany there, by the way. Big love to you, brother.
Sammy cooks a mean stodge.
Let's get on here before we get stuck into the banter here too much, man. So what decade was the swing? So the next question is, when was the Jackson 5's first release, and name the title and label? So it obviously came out on Motown, and was it I thought the album was called Jackson 5, but it could have been called I Want You Back if it's the single. And when did it come out? I'm going to say 1970. I thought it was there, but that would be my guess at it.
Yeah, so it's 1969. Title is I Want You Back, and it was on Motown Records. So Marcus got one of the three, Joe got one of the three, and Adam got two of the three.
I got two because I put auditioned in 69. Officially, it came out in 70. So it was actually recorded in 69 and then released in 70.
So there we go. We're giving Joe an extra point there for playing the smackdown on everybody.
Okay.
Thank
We will
you.
not argue with Motown Joe. Okay, the next question. What is the biggest selling Motown single of all time? I know the answer to this one, actually, because I read this in a book recently. And it's Marvin Gaye, Let's Get It On.
That is the correct answer as well. Yeah.
Oh, I had 5 shots. At
I put 3 times the
So
Because that's
all
like-
really close answers, but nobody got that one correct, I'm afraid.
No,
Unlucky.
Do what, like grandma.
So as the questions just come in here for Adamski, from Shane, he wants to know, did you ever get the chance to remix or work with the Pet Shop Boys?
No.
No.
They came to a couple of my shows in I played in Berlin in around 89, 90, and they came backstage and said hi. And also I played at this rave in the Scala Cinema in King's Cross in 1989 when they came and got me out of bed. I was in bed and someone came round in a minicab and rang the bell and was like, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. It was like, you've got to come and play at the Scala. So I got out of bed and got my drum machine and stuff, as you do, and went and played there. And Chris Lowe was there, and they were all very friendly. And then I was touring with EMF, and they came and they were all friendly with EMF, and they stopped speaking to me because I guess I was like so last month or something. It was unbelievable.
So fickle. So fickle.
You just
So
can't trust
no, I never did, and I didn't really
Didn't
care.
miss anything, did you? Not really.
I do like that. I like some stuff of theirs over the years, but
You know.
Meh.
They missed out, Adamski. They missed out.
mm.
Okay, so what's the next question is, the famed Space nightclub closed its doors in 2016. Name the club, and that is now in its place. That is High, obviously.
And that is correct. So Marcus and Adamski were both correct, and Joe, I'm afraid, did not get the answer for this one.
Joe has just disappeared. And she's off. And Joe is off. She's gone to the kitchen. She's going to make a turn at the toilet, and she's going to make her way back. So while she's gone, I want to know what is on the agenda for tonight for you, Marcus, first and foremost.
Well, do you know what? I've actually never watched The Sopranos before. I started about 2 days ago, so I know. So I've just dove headfirst into The Sopranos. I've watched season 1 in 24 hours.
Wow.
And I've kind of just started season 2, so that lamb ragu is going to be ready in a little while. I'm going to cook up some linguine, have some lamb ragu, watch The Sopranos, and have a glass of wine.
And I recommend an Instagram page for you to follow. It's called at Soprano Style.
Yeah.
And it's basically like it's photographs of all the great outfits that were used in the Sopranos.
Oh, no
season.
way.
Yeah, definitely one to watch, as recommended by Gene Keogh and Graham Cruz today.
Very good.
I think.
Sorry,
Adam, what are you doing tonight, brother?
I love The Sopranos, but I can't think of any great outfits.
Oh, really?
The tin foil thing to catch the sun on his face.
Oh, there's so many.
They have.
I'm going to give you one here.
What was the good outfits?
Look at that one.
Paulie used to have the fabulous knitwear And every time someone was going to get clipped, they were going to eat cannoli. Tony would always bring a box of cannoli, so you knew you were going to get clipped. Have a cannoli. No, give it to him. No, honestly, have a cannoli.
He had a shell suit, didn't he, Paulie?
Paulie had a shell suit sometimes, but sometimes he had really natty kind of 60s yardie cardies.
I'm loving this one here.
One with look at a wife beater, man.
He looks like a resident Berghain now. Like that's.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Most of my exes look like that.
Yeah, look at this. This is class. This is just. It's like this is the classic, isn't it? Like that's the look at it right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great little one. Soprano style on Instagram. Go follow it if you can, guys. Right, okay. And also Elif is just saying it. She's just messaging saying if you've not seen The Wire, make sure you see that. But I'm assuming you've seen The Wire, Marcus, have you?
I've watched the first couple of seasons of The Wire. Yeah, I need to dive back into it.
It's a good one, brother. It's a good one.
Yeah, but we have the time.
We have the time. We have the time. I've been watching a lot of the chat recently has been about the Tiger documentary and Joe Exotic. That has been kind of taking up a lot of space on the social media sphere in the meme world. So have you seen it?
Guy with the mullet.
It's what?
It's the guy
Tiger
with
King.
the mullet. Yeah, Tiger King. That's his name.
What's it about?
It's honestly like I don't know about you guys, but like if someone had asked me in January if I was ready to learn all about the inner workings of tiger sanctuaries and or to predict that the world might be somehow into this, I would have laughed at you. Like, there's a couple of things about this whole situation that just have complete, like, basically, do you know? I don't know if you've seen the guy Barry who's been shared around. It's the gentleman sitting on the side of his bed with an enormous member who's just become the mascot for coronavirus.
Yeah, I've got to show you this. So I have a friend called Kieran Carroll on Instagram, and he just posted this today, which is a march in one picture.
Let's have a look.
Arv, will you please send me that?
That's Mark in one picture.
Netflix.
Yes, it's on Netflix.
Joe, I've no doubt that's probably one of your ex-boyfriends in that photo. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the toilet roll. Oh god, right, let's crack on here because we're running out of time. So that last question was Space Became High. So who had more number one hits, the Beatles, Elvis Presley, or Bing Crosby? Now this one kind of was I would have thought Elvis Presley probably, but maybe Bing Crosby. I don't know. Elvis Presley. Let's go Elvis Presley because I had a bit of an Elvis Presley day today, and someone told me I looked like Elvis Presley in an old photograph that was published for some thing I was doing with Aidan Kelly on Spotify. So I'm going to say Elvis Presley.
Yeah, so both Joe and Adam both guessed Elvis Presley as well, but the answer was Bing Crosby. He scored 41 number one records, 43 including the second and third Chopping Tarts of White Christmas, more than the Beatles and Elvis. His recordings reached the chart 396 times, more than Frank Sinatra and Elvis combined, who both had 209 and 149 respectively.
Wow.
So, yeah, and also the biggest selling radio artist of all time is another title. Again, the Christmas songs just put him over the edge.
Microphone technique.
And he invented microphone technique.
He had,
woke up in the morning. Bing! 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 Fuck's sake.
Bing Crosby. All right.
He had an impediment, so he had to learn how to. That's why he had that crooning technique. And I think there was something wrong with his soft palate. So he had to. That's why he had this very kind of contrived way of delivering.
Oh, that's why. Maybe Maybe he didn't have a pop shield, so he could.
No, didn't have a pop shield.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Hasn't got any P's in it. But it's got a few S's. He might have had a problem with his sibilance, and then he would have needed the, I don't know.
Oh my God.
Marcus got that answer correctly, Arvine. I'm afraid the other two got it incorrectly. So last question.
Unlucky. So the last question was, what dance act was the magician part of prior to his solo career? And my clue was a chocolate bar that flies. So the answer was aeroplane.
And that is correct. Yeah, aeroplane. So Marcus in with the correct answer. And I'm afraid Adam with Aero and Milky Way and Joe with Toblerone are incorrect answers. So let me tell up the scores now. Okay.
Big news today. A tiger got COVID-19 in the USA. Shocking.
Tiger.
It was the Tiger King was snogging it and just passed on all the microbes.
No, I mean, real
Nothing
tiger.
would surprise me.
Real tiger got COVID. I just got that from Shane, who's been tuned in. Just messaged us there, so shouts for that. Which is kind of like, I wonder, is it for real? Like,
I don't know if it pinged up on anyone's phone, but Johnson's in intensive care now.
No.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh
But
my God!
he's
What?
apparently running the country.
No, not now anymore. Now he's signed up with.
Okay. He's like, I can still do it.
So the answers are in here. It's another tie again in this episode with 2 8 out of 10. So Marcus and Adam are both going on to a tiebreaker. So Arvine, if you want to tell everybody here while we pick a tiebreaker question.
Oh damn! Okay.
He's going to pick a question there. Unlucky
Joe, you were 7 away. You were only 1 point behind the two of them as well, so there wasn't much in it.
Toblerone. What am I going to do?
And here was me thinking you were going to get high as like an automatic guess.
So
the old space.
So
no, it was the
Sorry, I wasn't listening. What's happening now?
So we've got a tiebreaker question between Adamski and Marcus O'Leary. So if you give me 30 seconds, I'm going to come up with the correct question for you. Arvine, if you want to talk to everybody.
Yeah, sure. So there's people messaging in on their scores. Patrick Ladypat Maloney got 4.5 out of 10, which isn't too bad, Patrick. I thought you would have got at least 5, mate. But yeah. So Joe, I'm kind of shocked that you've been knocked out, my friend.
Well, it was the modern question. It was the magician.
Yeah.
And a nightclub in Ibiza.
Oh yeah.
Fairness.
I thought your husband could have helped you with that one.
No, it's too modern.
What's the magician one then?
It was aeroplane.
Aeroplane.
Joe, the big question for me is: have you ever eaten an aero? The chocolate.
Yeah, I love aeros. Put them in the freezer first, but you only have them in aeros.
So would you
delicious.
Yeah.
Whispers versus arrows. Who wins?
Oh, whispers are just a nonsense. Just win them.
Oh my God. So Joe, what have you got planned for the rest of the evening now once the show's over, apart from crying into your cornflakes?
Yeah, just sobbing gently in the corner. Probably I'm going to go and start a spreadsheet or make a playlist of something dull. And and look, hang on. Maltesers.
Oh!
Hi, Ash.
Ashley Beadle. That's Ashley Beadle floating around space there.
So it's going to get messy.
Oh God.
So it is going to be a tiebreaker between Marcus and Adamski. And the winner goes to the next round.
Okay, we've got the question here. Arvine.
We have
a pretty
question.
Even question for everybody. So what act or artist holds the record for the most Billboard top 10 songs in a year? What act or artist holds the record for the most top 10 singles in a year? And we had this question on previous episodes as well. So
That's my last answer.
yeah, Adam, I got your answer in.
But the second one, I don't want the first one.
Yeah, they're both wrong, so you're okay.
I'm guessing mine's wrong as well, is it?
Marcus, your first one's wrong. I'm going to give you a second one because Adam got a second one.
So it's
You're in the
artist-
right direction.
And let's go.
Oh! Is that a clue, Arvin?
No.
No.
Oh, I thought that was a clue.
Okay, so nobody's got the question right on this one, so I'm going to have to give you another question.
Okay, another question is a tiebreaker. So
Right, let's get something easier.
Hot
Patrick Lady Pat Mahoney has guessed Gary Glitter. Ooh, it's a bit Jimmy Savile. It's a bit Jimmy Savile, mate. Now,
Top 10-year-olds, maybe.
Adamski, did you ever come across Gary Glitter or Jimmy Savile?
No, let's not even have that conversation and move on to something else there. Go on.
So, yeah, someone just asked me a question here. What was your favorite Redbox gig? That club was our version of the Hacienda. Probably my favorite Redbox gig would have been, I mean, it's hard to pick a couple, but Daft Punk doing a DJ set at the Redbox was pretty epic. Seeing Jurassic 5 for the first time in the Redbox was pretty epic. Also, Darren Emerson back in the day destroying the place was a big one. So yeah, hope that answers the question. Elif is having a stab at that question. The previous one that no one could answer was Boyzone. It wasn't Boyzone.
Okay, so I've got a question here that you're both going to know the answer to. So it's the quickest in with the answer on this one is going to get it. Who is recorded as the fastest rapper of all time? Who is recorded as the fastest rapper of all time? Oh, Adam, that's incorrect.
He was in the Guinness Book of Records.
Yeah, that's changed recently.
Oh god, yeah, it was a bit. That was like 40 years ago.
He was in the Guinness Book of Records.
Marcus is in with the correct answer, the quickest. Marcus, you have won tonight's episode. Eminem was the answer, Adam.
Well done.
Thank you very much, guys.
So, Marcus,
Cheers.
you're going to move on to the next round of this knockout tournament. So, thanks very much, guys, for playing. Arvin, back to you.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to lose Adamski and Joe Wallace tonight as Marcus takes the lead and sails to the next round. But it was an absolute pleasure to have you both on board. And thanks for everyone for tuning in. Patrick Lady, Pat Mahoney, you've got the best name. Shane, Elif, the whole lot. We really appreciate you. And anytime we're doing the show, make sure you fire in questions and answer those questions as well when we ask them. Lots of love, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And Joe, good night.
See you later.
Thank you so much, guys. Bye, everyone.
Guys.
We're going to hang.
Irish Media Network. We entertain.